Hello, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So I'm going to be talking about the books I want to reread this year. These are books that I haven't, considering how many books I already want to read this year, I don't know how many of these I'm going to get through. So no promises. But then again, maybe I can because I do want to read 200 books this year, so we shall see. So these are books that I want to reread. I either just love them and I want to read them, or I haven't reread them in a while. First off, there are some books that I don't own anymore that, for whatever reason, either they got lost when all of our stuff were in storage, or I lost them in the fire and I just haven't been able to have, because the last few years have been tough, I haven't been able to re-get them, which I also hope to do this year. So the books that I don't own on this list, I do plan to buy. So it probably won't be at the beginning of this year, but by the middle of the year I hope to start buying some of these books. So some of these books probably won't happen until closer later in the year, but some of these I do still own and I hope to be able to reread. Number 1 on my list is Secrets by Erin Hunter. It is my favorite series of all time. I am obsessed with the series. I hate that I do not own the series right now, and I want to reread the series so badly because I'm obsessed with this series. So yeah, there's 12 books in it. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with this series. And I miss it. I miss rereading it. There was a time I reread this at least once a year. But I probably haven't read this in at least a couple of years because I haven't owned it in at least a couple of years. Plus, my books were in storage, so even if I did own it, I probably wouldn't have been able to read it. But I'm pretty sure that if I still owned it, I would have read it like the minute I got my books from storage. That's how much I love the series. Moving on, I want to reread The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. I love the series. There's 6 books in it. And I absolutely love the series. I haven't read it in so long. Once again, my books were in storage. But I'm obsessed with this series. It's so good. It's fast-paced. It's so good. There are twins at the highlight. There is the fact that Nicholas and Perenelle are married, so there is that. But other than that, there's really no romance. But it's so good because it has to do with the elements. They are running from this madman who wants to stop them and get what they have while they are trying to unlock their powers. Each element has to be unlocked separately, and it's just so good. And there's also a huge twist at one point that I have never recovered from, because I'm still just like, how? But anyways, such a good series. Highly recommended. Not enough people know about it. I also want to reread, this one I do still own, so this one I can do. Bewitched and Oz, I do not own anymore. Boohoo. But it's a duology. I love this series, and it's so good. Bewitched and Oz is, basically in Oz, there's no more magic allowed, but some people have powers. Ziri is one of them. She doesn't want to hide this part of herself, so her and a few friends who also have powers decide to sneak off and practice their powers. Of course, they get caught, so they go on this journey trying to save their friend who was kidnapped while trying to be able to run away from the flying monkeys while trying to get to the Queen's castle to plead that they should be able to keep their powers. So it's really good. Highly recommend. Another book I want to reread is Six of Crows, which is one of those books I did not own anymore, unfortunately. I lost all my Grisha first books because I owned all of them. But thankfully, my sister got it for me for Christmas because I guess my mom told her, because my mom knows how much I love the Crows. My mom told my sister that how much I love the Crows and how I don't own the books anymore and how badly I want to reread it because I'm obsessed with the Crows. So she got me the Crows for Christmas. Yay! So yeah. I just wanted to do that because I'm so happy to have these books again. I don't have the Shadow and Bone books or the King of Scars books, which I'm okay. I do want to get those eventually because I do still like those books, but Six Crows is my favorite, and I would be very happy to just have those right now because I just really want to read the Crows because the Crows, my favorite parts. Another series is the Skinjacker trilogy. I love this trilogy so much. I may have talked about it on this channel. Actually, I know I have, but it's like very early on in the days. I don't think I've talked about it because I mostly read indies nowadays, but I still do love underrated, traditionally published books. Like, they're traditionally published, but I never hear anyone talk about them. Not on BookTube, not on Book Talk, not on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, anything. These are just books that I consider very underrated because I never see anyone talk about them. And very few popular books do I actually read. The Grishaverse, Percy Jackson, and Harry Potter, I think, are the only popular books I've ever actually really read. and I'm pretty okay with it keeping it like that. So yeah, I think popular books are overrated usually. Anyways, I prefer indie books or underrated traditionally published books. Those are my fortes. But this is so good because it starts off with the two main characters die. Who doesn't love a book that starts off that way? So there's that. But it's just so good, and it also has like one of the my most hated characters ever in general. One of these days I'm going to do a video on the most hated book characters ever, for me at least. So let me know if you're interested in that, because there are going to be some characters from indie books included in that. I can think of one character from an indie book that I would definitely, spoiler alert, is the king from B. But anyways, moving on. There's also the Effigies trilogy. This one I don't remember nearly as much as the Skinjacker trilogy because I haven't reread it as much, but it's a book I definitely want to reread. Because I haven't reread them in forever, and I still own all three books, just like the Skinjacker trilogy, so I really want to reread those because it's been a hot minute since I read them. And there were some twists in that series as well that were really good. So definitely, all these I obviously love, which is why I want to reread them. So I definitely highly recommend them because I would love having people I could talk about these books with. Because no one knows about these books except for me. I'm in my own sad little corner. I feel like I have nobody to talk about with. Anyways, moving on. I also want to reread Percy Jackson. I technically only read those books once. I got into them later in life, to be honest. I have this one I actually own most of. I think I'm missing 2 or 3 from the first series just because a couple of them survived when I had that fire several years ago. A couple of them did not. But I think all the Heroes Olympus books survived. As I mentioned in my last video, I think it was, I just got Sun and Star and the Dead. What is it called? I have it right here. It's Court of the Dead is what it's called. And one I got for birthday, one I got for Christmas. So for those, I want to read as well. I have also read the new Percy Jackson trilogy, which I want to. I've only read the first one. I'm not sure the second one is published yet, and the third one I don't think is. So I'll have to get those, as well as Trials of Apollo, which I have read. It's not my favorite series, but I do like parts of it, and I would like to reread that. Is that all for the Percy Jackson? I tried getting into Magnus Chase, could not get into. I might try again. We shall see. But yeah, but most of Percy Jackson I have read, so I do want to reread some of those since I think I've only read them once. Really. So yeah. There's also the Guardian series, which I don't know if any of you have read watched Rise of the Guardians. It's an awesome animated film that has to do with North, who is Santa Claus, Bunny, who is the Easter Bunny. There's Tooth, which is obviously the Tooth Fairy. There's Sandy, Sandman, and Jack Frost. And basically, Bunny, North, Tooth, and Sandy are the 4 guardians. They protect kids and keep the hopes and dreams of whatever alive. Jack Frost, but Pitch Black, who is the boogeyman, is coming, so the men in the moon decided that they needed a new guardian, aka Jack Frost. So these 5 books actually tell stories. I mean, we already know a lot about Jack Frost because he is kind of the main character of the Rise of the Guardians movie. Sandy is the best character though. I'm obsessed with him. He's such a sweetheart, but he's also powerful. Do not get on his bad side at the same time. But, so there's 5 books in the series, and you get to see each of their lives before they became guardians. I mean, Jack Frost you already knew some of, but he also has his own book too. I haven't read these in a while. I think I might have honestly only read them once or twice, so I don't remember them very much, but I would love to reread them. As well as Isle of Lost, which has to do with Descendants. Those of you that have seen Descendants, I love Descendants. So Isle of Lost is before the first movie. Then there's Rise of the Isle of Lost, and I'm missing one. Return of the Isle of Lost, that's what I was missing. And Rise of the Isle of Lost, which is in between movies 2 and 3. There's Escape from Isle of Lost, which is in between movies. I got this mixed up. Return of the Isle of Lost and Rise of the Isle of Lost is in between movies 1 and 2. Then Escape from Isle of Lost is in between movies 2 and 3. And there's Beyond Isle of Lost, which is new, which I do not own, but I did read it on Libby last year, which is in between movies 3 and 4. So yeah, there's the order for anyone interested. Hi, I'm coming in near the end because I totally forgot a couple books that I didn't think of because these are books I literally just got for birthday and or Christmas for the most part. So I forgot to add them because I'm so used to having these other books on my physical shelf. I'm not used to having these. So I'm coming in to add a little part. I want to reread the Warriors of Bria series. Technically, I've owned the first 4 books for a while, but I just got book 5. The only one I haven't read yet, so I want to reread the first 4 and then read book 5, which I'm excited for. So yeah, wanted to say that because I forgot. And also, I just got Where the Heart Is for my birthday, and I'll be getting B and Impossible Dream sometime soon before I do my birthday and Christmas haul. That's what I'm waiting for. And I want to reread those 3 as well because I mentioned in my books I want to read in 2026 video that I was excited for book 4 of the series, and I love the series, Be an Impossible Dream and then Where the Heart Is. I want to reread all 3 of those before that book comes out, and I want to reread them anyways because I love the series, and I've only read them once, and now that I have the physical copies, I can read them, tab them, and then I can read them as much as I want in the future because I have the copies now, so I'm so happy about that, because anyone who knows me on this channel knows that I can be a huge rereader. I have to be in the mood, obviously, but I do love rereading books. I've reread Secrets more times than I can count. There's a few other books that I'm pretty sure I've read so many times. Bewitched and Us won them before I lost the copies. Secrets of the Immortal Next Smell, and Skin Jacket Trilogy, and Six of Crows are probably my most reread books. I mean, obviously, the copies of Six of Crows I just got for Christmas, but my old copies before I lost them, I reread them so many times. And then Harry Potter. But I've reread those so many times, and I just know that the B series is going to be one of those in a few years' time where I reread them so many times that I probably will know them backwards and forwards as I do some of these books that I just mentioned. So yeah, but yeah, and maybe, I'm not entirely sure yet, but maybe I can reread the Towers of Memory series as well. I mean, obviously I still have book 6 to read, which I haven't read yet, but I don't know when book 7 will be out, and since book 6 is all 1 year, I could reread the first 6 books back to back, and especially since there's things that I found out in book 5 and something I know is going to happen in book 6. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know something's going to happen. I love when rereading books for multiple reasons, but one is to look back at things, especially when it's your first reread through, like you already read it once, but now this is your second time reading through, and there are little things that make you think differently after knowing what you know from later on. And I just know this series is going to be one of those, especially with what happened in book 5 and what is going to happen in book 6. When I reread the other first 4 books, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, this has a whole other meaning now. So I might do that as well. But yeah, so that is all. And I think those are all the books I want to reread for the time being. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment if there's any books you want to reread. If you actually read any of these, I would love to chat with you below in the comments about them. Until next time.